I am overwhelmed with the VA loan process and the thought of buying our first home. How long does the VA process take? Who should we go through? We have never bought a home, and I'm seriously freaking out over this process. Okay, so
that's a great question.
Before we get down the mortgage route, rabbit hole, John, what do you think about this?
No, it's something we hear a lot, right? I mean, but I think it's not just a VA loan. I think it's the entire mortgage process, right? It can be daunting. And, the great thing is that, from a VA perspective, what we try to concentrate on is whether or not we are in comparison or in competition as far as the amount of paperwork that's involved, the amount of time that it takes, that we reduce and provide an efficient experience for you through that transaction. I can tell you that we do. Right now, VA is as far as closing the time it takes to close a VA loan, we're within 1 or 2 days of the entire industry on all of the programs. And so that's very important to us, but it's certainly understandable to be a little overwhelmed with the process.
You're making the largest financial decision of your life. So of course, you're going to be a little stressed out to begin with, and you should be. I can just speak from my personal experience. We've closed VA loans in as little as 21 days, 20 days. And it really, it's a function of the mortgage professional, the lender, the relationship that they have with VA, the frequency in which they operate in the VA and that sphere and their experience. But, I think that, if you're overwhelmed, contact your VA regional loan center as well. Your mortgage professional, if you've got a good rapport with him or her, they should be able to sit you down and kind of walk you through the steps. A mortgage professional really should look at the process three-dimensionally. It's not just about a rate and closing a loan. It's about the experience. It's about getting from where you need to be as far as making the dream of home ownership a reality. And that sometimes will take numerous phone calls, and we're willing to do that.
I think that's great, Rick. And here's the other thing. If you have someone that's steering you away from utilizing your benefit, from using the program, I would ask more questions, because what that might be is they aren't equipped to offer VA, or that they're scared to offer VA because they haven't done a lot of them. So make sure that you're asking the right questions and that you're confident with those individuals that you're working with, because I promise you down the street, somebody will be.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And one thing I would say too, is if, especially being a first-time home buyer and also checking the box of looking to do VA financing too, is you need to make sure you have partners in the process with a realtor who understands VA,
correct,
and a mortgage professional who understands VA, because it's not a jack of all trades, master of none. You need a specialist that specializes in working with this specific type of loan.
Couldn't agree more.
One more thing, and I know we got to wrap this up, but one more thing. The Consumer Financial Protection Bureau, there's a report out from them that basically looked at first-time home buyer eligibility for first-time use for VA home loans. Right now, 8 out of every 10 veteran that is eligible for a first-time home purchase is utilizing the VA program. So if you're not, you're missing out.
Absolutely.
That's a big deal, and that's a big stat.
Huge stat.
Okay, hey, thank you everybody for tuning in. This has been another great episode of Military Spouse Mondays by Homeownership Heroes. I'm Bryan Bergjans. These are my two special guests, Rick Bettencourt and John Bell. Thank you, and we'll see you next time.
Take care.